More than 65 missing in a major boat mishap in River Brahmaputra near Nagaland of Jorhat in Assam. Several feared to be dead as two river boats collide head-on. BJP gives conditional nod for all-party government in Nagaland. No NPF legislators to be included in the cabinet. NDBP to hold emergency meeting on September 8. Following end of 30-day ultimatum, NFHRCC plans phase-wise agitation against government of Nagaland from September 13. Phase 1 steer will be confined to Dimapur. Extending support to NFHRCC, several civil society organizations to begin its first phase of agitation by shutting down the office of PWD RNB Dimapur Division. In an attempt to ensure effective strategy for preparation of Gram Panchayat development plan, Nagaland decided to launch People's Plan campaign. Hello viewers, you're watching Nagaland TV Prime Time. This is Nufu Iyer and here are the news in details. It has been learned that in a tragic incident that took place in Nagaland of Jorhat, Assam, at least 65 people, including females and children, are missing as two river boats collided in the mighty Brahmaputra river on Wednesday afternoon. It has been reported that two river ferries had a head-on collision, which resulted one ferry that carried around 120 passengers being drowned in river. As NDRF and SDRF went on to launch rescue operations, 32 people have been rescued, according to latest reports. It is reported a passenger ferry named Ma Kamala was going from Nagaland to Majuli with 115 people on board that hit another goods-carrying ferry, namely Tipkai, that carried vehicles. More details will be revealed as search operations go on. Meanwhile, Assam CM Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma has expressed deep concern over the tragic boat accident at Jorhat and directed District Administration of Majuli and Jorhat districts to undertake rescue missions expeditiously with the help of NDRF and SDRF. He also directed Minister Bimal Bora to immediately travel to Majuli for taking stock of the situation. He asked Principal Secretary to Chief Minister Samir Kumar Sinha to monitor the developments round the clock. The Chief Minister himself will visit Majuli tomorrow for evaluating the situation. Once again, viewers, in another breaking news, it has been learned that in a tragic incident that took place in Nagaland of Jorhat, Assam, at least 65 people, including females and children, are missing as two river boats collided in the mighty Brahmaputra river on Wednesday afternoon. It has been reported that two river ferries had a head-on collision, which resulted one ferry that carried around 120 passengers being drowned in river. As NTRF and SDRF went on to launch rescue operations, 32 people have been rescued, according to latest reports. It is reported a passenger ferry named Ma Kamala was going from Nagaland to Majuli with 115 people on board that hit another goods-carrying ferry, namely Tipkai, that carried vehicles. More details will be revealed as such operations go on. Meanwhile, Assam CM Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma has expressed deep concern over the tragic boat accident at Jorhat and directed the District Administration of Majuli and Jorhat districts to undertake rescue mission expeditiously with the help of NTRF and SDRF. He also directed Minister Bimal Bora to immediately travel to Majuli for taking stock of the situation. He also asked Principal Secretary to Chief Minister Samir Kumar Sinha to monitor the developments round the clock. The Chief Minister himself will visit Majuli tomorrow for evaluating the situation. As you can see on the screen, dear viewers, it has been learned that in a tragic incident that took place in the Madikad of Jorhat, Assam, at least 65 people, including females and children, are missing as two river boats collided in the mighty Brahmaputra river on Wednesday afternoon. And now in another story, after spending anxious day, the proposed all-party government, Nagaland United Government, got the much-awaited nod from national BJP leadership. According to reports, Chief Minister Rio will brief the NDBP legislators and party leaders at the party meeting on September 8 and brief members about the outcome of his meeting with the BJP leaders in Delhi. Rio will also share BJP's insistence that the present ministry set up in Nagaland should not be disturbed. According to sources, no NPF legislators will be included in the cabinet on August 11. PDA constituents, NDBP, BJP and independents and opposition NPF resolved to form the Nagaland United Government. However, the rank and file of a BJP were not enthusiastic about the all-party and opposition-less government. The national BJP High Command, on the other hand, was not happy with the objective of the proposal coming together for Naga political issue. Narcotics cell police personnel of Nagaland police detected and recovered 11 packets of suspected opium weighing 11 kgs during a routine check of vehicles at Khuzama checkpoint. The vehicle, a white Maruti Swift Dzire bearing registration number OD15E8073, was found carrying the goods in a specially designed compartment in the rear bumper of the vehicle. The vehicle was bound for Kohima from Senapati, Manipur. The consignment is worth around 11 lakhs. The cash has been registered under case number 092021 under section 18 clause B 60 NTPS Act for investigation. The driver, Ngashangam Sharon, 30 years, and his accomplice, Koloni Pukomai, 19 years, have been arrested. The Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee and FHRCC on September 8 resolved to commence indefinite agitation from 13th September 2021 if the state government failed to fulfill the demands of the committee by 12th September 2021. The issue has been making headlines for a long time now, with the deadline for agitation extending several times. NFHRCC convener Supu Jamir, General Secretary W. Lamba Chang and Assistant General Secretary Chenitang Homsoy, in their respective statements, made it known that the agitation would be carried out phase-wise. Dimapur has been chosen as the first venue for the indefinite agitation by the committee. The committee further informed that the office of the PWD RNB Dimapur division would be shut down and movement of all government vehicles would be restricted. Our reporter Kamrito Nangti has a report.
The committee have served the ultimatum to the government on 7th of August, and it was supposed to be expired on 6th of September. In the meantime, we have received a letter from the Principal Secretary, Works and Housing, requesting the committee to hold on for some time in view of the fact that the Honorable Chief Minister and the Deputy CMs are out of stations. In that view of the matter, after a lot of deliberation, we have extended till 12th of this month. And yesterday we have resolved that in the event of the failure of the state government to give a positive response to the ultimatum that we have served on the government, till 12th of this month, September. So in the event of failures, we have already resolved that we will go for the first phase of agitations. And the first phase of agitation will be that we will lock down the PWD RNB, PWD Dimapur Division's office. Along with that, we will restrict the government vehicles movements. And regarding the second phase, we are yet to decide. The time will speak regarding the second phase.
The Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee and several civil society organizations have resolved to begin its first phase of agitation by shutting down the office of PWD RNB Dimapur Division and restrict movement of all government vehicles in Dimapur from September 13. If the state government fails to give positive response to their demand by September 12, the several civil society organizations had earlier given time to the government of Nagaland to respond positively to their plea of making the Foothill Road pliable while waiting the mega project, failing which it warned of going ahead with the proposed indefinite agitation from September 13. The House has also unanimously resolved to form a core group under the new name Young Naga Action Committee for Foothills Road with CNSA as convener. The co-conveners of the core group comprised of DENSU, ZSUN, Lotha Youth Organization, Western Sumi Youth Front and Dimapur Our Youth Organization. Temporary structures built along the proposed row of the two-lane project on National Highway 202, which stretches from Akekwo to Akash Bridge, Chesami, has been taken down by a group of villagers from Meluri subdivision in Pek district. The EAC of Meluri informs that the dismantled temporary structures was at Akekwo Junction. The managing director has written a letter to the Nagaland Chief Secretary informing their decision to withdraw construction from the project due to growth in local population, building large number of structures on the proposed row with the intention of getting undue compensation. So far, more than 800 structures has been built along the 42,440 kilometer stretch. The dismantling group was led by the village chief of Kukekwo after an agreement which stated that genuine standing structures be compensated properly. The project will move forward after the structures are fully removed, said the EAC. The lack of parking area in Kohima has been a trouble to the police of Kohima for some time, but not for long now. The city center site, Old Assembly Secretariat, will be used as a parking site for the public. Entry and exit to the parking area will be made possible from our Baptist Church and Commissioner's Office. The parking lot will be made available from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Nltv sop manulaga was amigan ite aine thagada hoisibule Old Assembly Secretariat te aigine ase etu jaga do hoisibule manu bishi olawa Old MLA hostel kuini janibo pare aro itia do hoisibule do amian site to sabo pare ase etu site to hoisibule amila camera person kevili le methalore ase taiwa dekhai dibo etu jaga do hoisibule do city center banawole la site ase aro etu jaga de itia amigan Kohima town de hoisibule do Kohima town de hoisibule do amigan etu parking nathagine bishi duk pai और ट्रैफिक जैम रा आमियान कोहिमा मनंदो बिशी दुख पाई और किताबा तो टाउन दे आए ऐसे गुले तो आमियान होल कोहिमा टाउन दो राउंड 2 बार 3 बार मारी लिबी पार्किंग ना पाई और कुंबा तो दिन भर राउंड मारी लिबी पार्किंग ना पाई किने कोहड़ी जाय जाय काम खत्म हो ना पारी किने इतु करने यदि इतु जगह रे इतु सिटी सेंटर लगा साइड ते पार्किंग जोन कोइने बनाई दिने इता तो यूज करि आसे आमियान इते रे सिटी सेंटर लगा पार्किंग लॉट ते काम गुरा मानु कुमालो जाय किने अलप खबर जानिबले ट्राई करू इतु टाइमिंग दु किमान तक आसे आरो इना होई किने इतु एंट्री आरो एग्जिट पॉइंट दो किना यूज करि आसे इतु जानिबले गाने आइबि आमियान जायने कथा एंट्री दो हुजुगले तो कुतिवा जे आरो कुतिवा एग्जिट आसे कुतिवा आहे आरो कुतिवा तान बाहर वाला
Takhan ngete babi ay aro itu side brabi olau pare itu side brabi olau le pare.
Itu outchurch laga Kohima outchurch laga side pabi ahibo pare aro ina wini itu yede commissioner laga office laga side pabi itu olau ahibo pare aro exit tu bi ini kushi cholai ase wini janibo pare ase aro itu kiman baji tak thakibo na itu parking laga.
8 price that kena 4 baji tak takya.
Okay, thank you very much. Ami join kora karone aro yes itu report to lobole karone ami camera person kevili le lore aise itu report ami anjanibo parise itu entry aro exit to hoise bole eta karone to kushi cholai ase aro timing lagbi ami anjanibo parise moi motum jin bongena Nltv Nagaland TV karone.
The mysterious deaths of buffaloes at Kanjang village under Peg district show similar symptoms of hemorrhagic septicemia. This was informed by the Directorate of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services, Government of Nagaland. Department on 7 September 2021 reached the village and examined the deaths and also collected samples. During the examination of the carcasses, symptoms of Pasteurella multocita were seen. However, the real cause of deaths would be ascertained after laboratory tests, informed the department. Department has asked the villagers to be vigilant and report signs and symptoms and deaths of animals. Villagers have been informed not to touch the carcasses. Joining hands to form Nagaland United Government, the Wokha region of the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party has welcomed the decision and reaffirmed its support for an early, honorable, acceptable and inclusive solution to the ongoing Naga political issue and stated its commitment to work towards strengthening the party at the grassroots in all the assembly constituencies in Wokha district. The resolution was taken during its consultative meeting on September 7th and it also affirmed its support to the leadership of the Chief Minister Nephew Rio and the party President Chingwang Konyak. Planning and Coordination, Land Revenue and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Naiba Krono during a video conference conducted by the Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister pointed out that there were many schemes that were applicable for rest of the states in the country but not for Nagaland. Hence, he had urged the ministry to discontinue such schemes. He also shared the concept of Naga integrated farming. Meanwhile, it was revealed during the meeting that the state government would target only 15,000 hectares of wasteland for palm oil cultivation. Rupees 223.54 crore has market channels were being opened up, pointing out that the Naga coffee, which is regarded as one of the best, was the first agriculture product to have been exported for the past few years to the international market. Though coffee was currently planted in about 10,000 hectares of land, the state government proposed to increase this to 30,000 hectares. Attending the meeting was accompanied by Horticulture Advisor Mathang Yantan and Agriculture Production Commissioner Y. Kiheto Sema. To ensure effective strategy for preparation of Gram Panchayat Development Plan, Nagaland has decided to launch People's Plan campaign from October 2, 2021 to January 31, 2022. In this regard, a meeting of the state-level committee on People's Plan campaign 2021 for preparation of GPDP for the years 2022 to 23 was held on September 7, where Nagaland Chief Secretary J. Alam stated that the idea of the campaign was to come up with a comprehensive plan based on participatory process involving full convergence with schemes of all related line department. It was also known that a one-day orientation training for line department nodal officers on People's Plan campaign 2021 at RD Conference Hall would be held on September 10 at 1 p.m. In a conversation with the Joint Director and HOD of Directorate of Tribal Affairs Sinopom said that on 27 August 2021, order has been issued to the staff to wear the traditional dress to all the tribes of Nagaland on Wednesday to promote and preserve Naga traditional culture. Also, to make a habit and feel comfortable of our own traditional dress in our day-to-day life.
Aji Nltv dang ide Kohima de aina ase Directorate of Tribal Affairs Law Office de aro ami thanlot tahala Joint Director Ma'am Sinopom aina ase tailot idu individual hudahudi guru about the traditional down every Wednesday traditional dress tolaina ayala do hudahudi guna idu individual jo. Welcome to Nltv ma'am. Ma'am apni thanla idu staff than every Wednesday traditional dress tolaina ayala do olop highlight kuri do parbo.
Itu order notification to 27th of August that all the officers and staff who are posted here in the Directorate of Tribal Affairs takan sabke nijor laga traditional costumes attires every Wednesday laga bi koigina inaga ekta order olai dishe.
So ma'am idu order ola bichido I think this is the second week tahan na kunaya do aro tahan idu the staff tahan la particular tribe la traditional cholaina yo lagila dan any free as it dan idu alag traditional bi cholaina yo le.
They are given the liberty to wear any traditional attires belonging to our 14 tribes of Nagaland.
And ma'am mon idu sob jane ki apni thain na kura do promote kura do mon gani bi youth and especially bisi refresh one is na ro mohan sob itado idu used to it hina kipa jai ole si dura. Do you have any message for the people, for the viewers about our traditional?
Well, Naga, when we talk and when we look at our Naga traditional attires, it is very rich in culture and also it is very beautiful compared to the rest of the other tribes. So I think we should feel proud of being a Naga. And I think, being a tribal-centric department, we have initiated this humble step in order to promote, basically, and promote our traditional attires, our costumes. So it is our appeal from the Directorate of Tribal Affairs that, our people also give importance in wearing our traditional attires, not only during the festivals or maybe in religious gatherings or maybe in some kind of tribal festivals, but also wear, if possible, maybe just an item, a small item during the office hours, depending on their taste or their likes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Aminan hunije or dikje ma'am lavi itu traditional la tahan aminan message there to feel proud of our own traditional, promote Krina, jai thabuli. Not only during our particular tribe festival, our Hornbill festival in Nagaland nui alag din dhande huliwi mala traditional alive kuna jawole tai message panekta dia do aminan to sob follow kuna jawoina ona viewers tandwi jinaite ase. Thank you so much for watching Nltv. I'm here with my camera person Imli. This is Rabinang Ovong reporting for Nltv. Welcome to Nltv.
With the dismissal by scientists for community forests across Northeast as often empty forests, a research carried out by the Delhi-based NGO Wildlife Protection Society of India in Thanamir village under Kifri district proved the latter wrong. Ramya Nair, a researcher with the Wildlife Protection Society of India, has stated that the residents of Thanamir, in collaboration with national organizations to research and protect wildlife in their community forests, have found a host of rare and endangered wildlife in the forest. Working on this project together with the WPSI, Thanamir locals and members of the project team, Jona Yimchunger and Retsucham Yimchunger, said that they were surprised by the abundance of wildlife and quite thrilled to see that the forest is home to rich biodiversity. It has been brought to light that over 220 bird species and some animals have been documented, and that the locals now feel confident after months of practicing with the help of experts that they may now be able to carry out surveys on their own. Mezoma village, situated about 20 kilometers away from the state capital, celebrates a unique festival of cleaning roads and paths leading to fields known as Chathanye. Vihut Sumia members joining the rest of Mezoma Khels took part in the mass social work, after which entertainment and merriment followed. Teja Thomas Kawekre, a youth member of Vihut Sumia Khel, said that the festival is considered as one of the most important festivals of Mezoma people, which is observed every year on September 7, and it is believed that sickness and diseases would be warded off by participating in this festival. The occasion also symbolizes the beginning of harvest and belief that God is well pleased, and people hoped for blessings from above for a rich harvest and good health to all family members. In a historic move, the centre today told the Supreme Court that women will be admitted into the National Defence Academy for permanent commission into India's armed forces. The government, however, said it needs some time to frame guidelines to pave the way for women to take NDA courses. The Supreme Court has told the centre to file his reply by September 20. Today's hearing comes less than a month after the Supreme Court, in a landmark interim order, said women can sit for the NDA admission exam, which has been rescheduled for November 14. The court had also expressed hope that the interim order would persuade the army to initiate the change of its own accord, rather than be forced to do so because of a directive from the judiciary. The government has argued that its recruitment policy was not discriminatory and that there were a wide number of ways in which women could apply. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval met with U.S. Spy Master William Burns in Delhi on Tuesday. The meeting took place on a day when the Taliban announced the names of people who would run Afghanistan. The details of what Mr. Doval and the Central Intelligence Agency's chief discussed are not known. But in the backdrop of the Taliban government formation in Afghanistan, security issues were on top priority. India was among the countries that evacuated their mission staff from Kabul when the Taliban took the Afghan capital 3 weeks ago. Sources said Mr. Doval was also meeting his Russian counterpart Nikolai in Delhi today. Issues relating to China, Pakistan and Afghanistan would be the focus of the meeting. Farmers along with Samyuk Kisan Morcha leaders spent the night at the main entrance of the Karnal Mini Secretariat in Haryana on Tuesday. Several SKM leaders including Rakesh Dikait, Gurnam Singh Charunai, Balbir Singh Rajwal, Yogender Yadav, Darshan Bal and Joginder Ur Rahan were present as farmers made it clear that they will not go back until their demands on action against former Karnal STM Ayush Sinha is accepted. Farmer activist Lakha Sidana, along with several followers, reached Karnal and in his brief address slammed the BJP-led governments at the centre and stayed for attempting to create rifts between farmers of Punjab and Haryana. The Taliban on Tuesday announced the caretaker cabinet that paid homage to the old guard of the ground, giving top posts to Taliban personalities who dominated a 20-year battle against the US-led coalition and its Afghan government allies. Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid, when announcing the cabinet, said the appointments were for an interim government. He did not elaborate on how long they would serve and what would be the catalyst for change. The announcement of cabinet appointments by Mujahid came an hour after Taliban fired into the air to disperse protesters and arrested several journalists. The second time in less than a week, the group used heavy-handed tactics to break up a demonstration in the Afghan capital of Kabul. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.